Welcome, paranormal seekers, and let us go into the abyss. Join us to open your mind, both of your ears, and all three of your eyes, and discuss all things supernatural. We believe that we all learn from each other, and we all have a lot to learn. What will you learn today? Here are your hosts, paranormal investigator Shawn Gilmore and Chaos Witch Zarina Crow.
Crow.
Every time you have to do that. It's like you can't not do that.
But
Anyway,
yeah, you're a brother Crow too, though.
I guess I am now.
Yes, you are. Everybody,
welcome into the abyss. I am your host, Shawn Gilmore, and Zarina Crow. Your other host. I don't want to call her co-host because she is definitely more than just a co-host. And of course, our awesome guest today, Brendan Bishop, all the way from Colorado.
What's shaking, everybody?
What? I did not know you were in Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
I was in Denver in December.
Look at that. See?
I was in December. In December, I was in Denver. I loved Colorado.
I hate Denver.
Really?
It's the worst. It's like a cleaner Atlanta, basically. And I'm from Detroit, so you know it's
yeah.
That'll tell you what I think of Denver and Atlanta.
Well, it was a good trip for me, so I enjoyed it. I won't go back, but
all the time,
all of our weed and
all the time I spent in Colorado was I was in my 20s. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So all the time I spent in Colorado, I was in my 20s, and it was mountain biking and hiking and stuff. So I was in the mountains, nowhere near Denver, nowhere near any cities. That's it. So
Colorado Springs is a nice little medium if you don't like big cities anymore. After putting up with Detroit for most of my life, I did the Army thing. I had to go wherever they said to go, and then Colorado Springs pops up, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And been here forever now, so like 14 years, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Nice. So just so that people can kind of get to know you a little bit. I mean, you do a lot of different things, but first I want to talk about your history with wrestling. You did wrestling, right?
Long history with wrestling, yes, many years. And before we get to that, though, I'd like to thank you on the bottom there. You put 6 o'clock Central Time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in Mountain Time, so I'm thinking it's 5 o'clock. I'm in my car now because I had to drop off the kid.
Yeah.
I hate dropping off my kid, but so I'm like sitting here in the car on the side of the road looking suspicious. And anyway,
well, that's okay.
I'm giving you crap about it.
Well, you're not hitting the pipe, so we know you're good, bro. So
no, I think I'm the only one in Colorado who does not. So I'm proud of that.
Well, it's legal in Colorado, so no one could be really.
It's not fun anymore.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they legalized it, so all the the less desirables come here, and our homeless shoots up, our crime shoots up, and they take a beautiful city like Colorado Springs and turn it into just a ghetto. It's kind of sad, but it's still better than most places.
I was gonna say it can't be worse than Northeast Ohio. So
been there. I've lived in Toledo for a while. I get it, man.
Listen, I live in North Florida. My nickname is Crenshaw because when I roll up through those hoods, let me tell you, I used to live in a place they don't even deliver pizza there because it's so bad. So I understand that what Brenda says about Detroit because I've lived all through the United States, especially South Florida. I'm telling you, hood all the way.
I'll tell you what, when I lived in Phoenix, when I first moved to Phoenix, Arizona, I lived in a place where they wouldn't deliver pizza past 6 o'clock. So I understand. So, man.
So wrestling.
Yes, back to wrestling because the wrestling is going to lead us to ASY TV. ASY TV is going to lead us to ASY Paranormal, which, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of those things is not.
I know is Ric Flair.
Really? See, now I need updated.
Yes, you do. Yeah, ASY Paranormal is no longer a thing. We absorbed it into ASY TV.
Oh.
So all of the major shows that were on ASY Paranormal are now on ASY TV. And we're doing a big relaunch on July 15th, which is a lot of work. Let me tell you, it's the most work I've ever done for anything. And my partners, like my friend Heather, and just the developer Mike Moore, and it's been an effort. And I just dropped you, and there you are again. Good thing I'm wearing pants.
I couldn't imagine running a whole like network though, and managing.
Well, it's not just running the network. There's a lot of networks out there, but we're one of the very, very few, if not the only, that airs 95% of our own material, our own content, our own TV shows. So that's what ASY TV is, and it just got to be hectic having the two networks, and I figured, put them together, make it more of a deal for the subscribers, and I think it's going to be a fantastic little addition. So all the shows from ASY Paranormal are now on ASY TV, but I'll let you back up now. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I take back what I said. So it's just going to lead us to ASY TV, which we already talked about a little bit. Because isn't it? Am I incorrect in saying, in the many conversations that we had in the past, the wrestling is kind of what led you to your ASY TV?
Yeah, I got into pro wrestling in the year 2000 and started trained for about a year and a half all over Oklahoma. Started my own promotion because I'm not one of those guys who just likes to follow. I'll learn from people, but then I have to do my own thing because, we all think we can do things better.
Right.
So in Lawton, Oklahoma, I had a nightclub called the Asylum Concert Club, and that actually turned into Asylum Championship Wrestling, which is where, not where I started, but it was my home promotion. And I ran that and wrote all the shows, which was a labor of love being a wrestling fan since I was 5 years old. I first saw wrestling in the Canadian Broadcast Channel while living in Detroit. I'm not sure if they got that in Ohio or not, but the Canadian Broadcast Channel was just another channel for us back when there was only like 6 channels.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught that. It was on after like the Three Stooges, and then it was something wrestling, global wrestling, or something like that, or All Stars of Wrestling, or something, whatever it was. And then after that was softcore Canadian porn. So I learned a lot at age 5. I learned a lot about comedy. I learned a lot about pro wrestling, and I learned a lot about I probably shouldn't be watching this big hairy creatures go at it. And I just remember nothing but just shrubbery. That's all I'll say.
Shrubbery.
Ooh,
like
bushes.
The nights that say neat.
Neat, exactly. It was not neat at all, though. It was shrubbery. It was out of control. 70s.
Wow.
Canadian softcore porn.
The first wrestling match I went to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for me, it was the Playboy Channel, all squiggly lined.
Oh, back in the day,
I'm
46 years old, but I remember the big black cable controllers. I had a box in my room, that up and down button. If you worked it hard enough, you could see a boob or hear a moan or something. That's all I needed.
Right.
Back in those days. And other than that, it was 80s rock videos where you had to stop and start.
I know. I was on Headbangers Ball all the way. I was that was my jam. The first wrestling match I ever went to is I saw Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen.
Good start.
So, yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Shawn. I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was Brandon.
And then I saw cage matches and a lot of blood. I saw a few when Glow first came out, the women of yes, man. I watched this girl, her whole bone and arm snapped and cracked, and you saw it go through the skin. It was so gruesome. Awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, probably showed it again and again.
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother ball game now. And when I got into it in 2000, started it off for fun and then made a living doing it for 13 years. So no complaints, no major injuries, a whole family worth of friends. Nice. It's an identity. It's a community. It's my brothers and sisters from the wrestling community are still my brothers and sisters today, even though it's 6 years later. And man, we had a good time. And it's one of those bucket list items. I think I had a bucket list when I was a kid before I knew what a bucket list was. I've been checking off things ever since. Singing in a band, wrestling, was in the Army for a long time. Just check. And now we're checking off TV shows and a TV network, and it's been a blast.
What's still left on your bucket list, Brandon?
Lily Allen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm kidding. No, I don't know. New things pop up all the time. So, like, my goal right now in life is to make ASY TV successful, move into an RV, like one of these like $80,000-$90,000 RVs, and live in it for about 5 years, and just wake up in a different city every day, filming along the way. And it's it's one of those life goal things. And take the kid with me, take my cat with me.
That'd be
have
awesome.
a damn good time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got hosts. There's TV hosts all over
right on.
ASY TV. There's hosts all over the country. So I want to be able to go to Phoenix and film The Drink with Hillary. I want to be able to go to Seattle and film the show up there, Eddie in New York, and just without buying hotels, and just take the house with me and take the cat with me, and experience. It's life.
You know what my sister's doing with her husband? They're converting an old school bus into a motorhome.
That's what I would love to do.
People. They're probably talented people, so I can't really do all that stuff.
I'm not talented either. My brother-in-law, he is. So yeah.
I want like a fifth wheel and a truck so I can just pop up everything and do my traditional gypsy kind of thing, like a modern day Vardo. That would be my heart, man.
Shit, I'd be happy with one of those little pop-up campers put behind my car, just go. And then I can just take my car to wherever I need to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Life. I don't really want to be a homeless guy. I want to, I got to have nice things and a toilet and a nice shower and
I
a
suppose.
sink and a stove and everything like that.
Yeah, me too.
I would love to park out on the side of the Grand Canyon, look over it, and that's my backyard. So that's what I'm.
One of the best routes you got to try, Brandon, is driving Route 66 through the Mojave Desert when you're going into San Bernardino. Because I'm gypsy, so I've traveled everywhere. So that is like one of my most favorite things I've ever seen, driving all over the country.
That's beautiful. Been there about 6 or 7 times on different trips. So it's awesome. Actually, we've been planning a show on Route 66, doing the whole thing city by city and filming a new episode. I've been talking to Amy Duma, speaking of wrestling, Hall of Famer Lita, if you know her, wrestler. I've been talking about doing that with her. We've been talking about doing lots of things with her, but we do the UFO show right now with her, which is a lot of fun. You
should do a show called The Haunted 66. All the haunted things all around that route. Just saying.
Ooh. That's your pitch. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm doing it right now, right here. Boom, right here.
That's how shows get made.
All right, routes. Okay. Route 66.
Book a date.
There you go. I foresee it, and I see everything because I'm psychic, Brandon.
Sure, now we got to get a camera guy. We gotta get an editor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a one-stop shop, though. I do all that, so
Oh, really?
Any reason to get out and adventure?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My favorite place when I went, there was like this crossroads, and there was this little like weird ass gas station right in the middle of this crossroads where these big huge crows were at, and I was like, I have never seen crows that big, sorry, potty mouth. And I was like, this would be like an Alfred Hitchcock moment right at that. It was amazing. I loved it.
Well, we're filming out at the Pioneer Saloon out there in Good Springs, Nevada, which is on the way to Mojave Desert. And we just wanted to go out into the desert, stare at the sky. Man, I dropped you again. Sorry, you looked at my cock there for a second. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
I got excited for
a thumbs up.
Rewind and pause. Yeah.
We give you 5 stars.
Yeah, thank you for 5 inches. My host of Lost in America, Garrett Kuhn, is a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's in Seattle now. We went out to the desert, and there's a dirt road out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know what the hell this thing was. It was like right in the front of us, and we stopped because this thing wasn't moving. And we thought it was an alien. I swear it was a Bigfoot. It was an alien. No, it was a 5-foot owl. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was insane. And when it flew away, it looked like that Jeepers Creepers guy. Like you could feel the wind. It was insane. Never seen anything like it in Nevada out there in the desert. Huge
Well, if you
owl.
guys definitely do a Route 66 show, hit me up because I definitely want to get in on that because that is my jam right there.
It's your
And
idea.
I have to say,
Mhm.
this is Into the Best podcast where ideas are made and ideas are stolen.
Yeah.
So make it
And-
happen before someone else does, because you put that idea out there live on air, so someone else is going to take it if you don't do it.
Oh no, but I fixed that bitch. She's in a jar, so she go ahead.
Oh.
Let her. I'll shake her real good. Just saying, I got 3 jars on my dresser right now. I ain't gonna tell you who they are. Okay, moving on. I'll be all nice now.
See, when you have a good friend that is a chaos witch, you avoid being in a jar.
Okay.
Right on.
You don't want to go in a jar.
I should show you the jar. It's pretty.
What happens when you go into a jar, Zarina?
Let me go get the jar and I will show you, boo boo. 1 minute.
We're about to learn something.
All right,
here.
let's get some business done. What are we
So how does wrestling lead to? Because you did a paranormal show that I watched your paranormal show.
This
A
has
couple
never been
episodes
aired.
of your paranormal show that you had
Off my
before.
altar. This
Are you
has never
still doing some paranormal
This
shows?
is a Zarina show.
Okay. So
What?
this has never been shown because I really don't show a lot of stuff on my altar, but this is when you put a bitch in a jar. And so see how dark and murky and nasty it
Looks
is?
like you spit in there or something.
No, it's not spit. It's basically vinegar and alum and a few other things in there, plus that person's name. And basically you flip it upside down and you shake it and it sours every motherfucking thing in this bitch's life. So
That's
just
cold. These people must have. Don't piss off Zarina Crow, because she'll make your shit sour. Yeah.
Keep your jars over there. I don't need no jars in my life.
Oh, and you don't even know what I did to that Russian, so he's
Oh.
gonna be real bad for a long time.
Oh.
But I'm still
Oh,
good.
here's
see?
Melvin.
Oh, Melvin, I love you, baby.
He says Zarina could be scary at times. Yes, she
But
can.
I'm the bad bitch of scary. I'm the good kind of scary. I'm the good kind of bitch that you want on your side.
And she's like
I'm
hyper
a bad
today.
bitch.
Can you guys tell?
Huh?
She's freaking hyper today. She's been off social media for a couple days, and now she's all freaking hyper. And
Taking it
it's
out
good.
on me.
Right? It's good though. It's good. We need that good positive energy.
Yes.
So
What was your question before all that?
I just totally lost my train of thought. And okay,
Yeah,
so we were talking
I'm so
about
sorry.
how you did the wrestling, and then how you had that paranormal show that you did. How does all this come together into ASY? I just want to know. I want to dig in deep, and I want to learn about Brandon Bishop. What makes a soldier become a wrestler, that becomes a TV producer, becomes a paranormal investigator?
Before that, honestly, I was in the music scene in Detroit really heavily, and I had my own bands, and I booked a lot of concert clubs, and
Nice,
all that kind of stuff. So I got the itch. And actually, way before that, as a kid, I used to do these puppet shows and these silly stuff. So I got the itch to entertain, but also be in charge of the entertainment business. I was very young. Wrestling kind of started fading out, but we did a silly show called The Ghost Fighters, which was just me and a couple of my fellow wrestling buddies, Zane Morris and Buddha. And it was a lot of fun. It was just meant to be a joke, just something, because I wanted to do something else besides just the wrestling shows. I wanted to show the wrestling shows, and then I wanted to have like satellite shows, like a paranormal show or a cooking show, a travel show, just goofy stuff featuring all the wrestlers. And we could put that all on the website. This is years before WWE Network or even Netflix or Hulu, to be honest with you. And so I just wanted to do these fun shows and goof around with, and that's the one we did. It's still on YouTube. It's called The Ghost Fighters. This is so long ago. It's back when YouTube was like 10-minute increments.
Yeah.
Which was... But yeah, I mean, wrestling started fading out. I got sick of dealing with the venues and sponsors and wrestlers themselves, and so I just folded up my promotion, and I only wrestled for like a year after that, which I still dabble to this day. But I still wanted to do those shows, and then, like I said, technology catches up, with advents like streaming platforms like Roku and Apple TV and Amazon Fire and all these stuff. Even websites have just in the last 10 years have improved an insane amount. Look what we're doing right now.
Right.
So it's the technology caught up to this little dream. I used to, as a really young kid, I used to be fascinated by ABC, CBS, NBC, and wanted to have my own. And now I got my own. It's ASY TV, and
nice.
Everyone can partake. And we're getting ready to head into our best chapter ever. And we've been around for about 5.5 years. But we just started doing shows featuring the wrestlers, and then we started getting other people, and now there's a lot of wrestlers on this show. Let me tell you, we just inked a deal with Luke Gallows, if you know him, who was, he was just at WrestleMania with The Undertaker, and
awesome.
He got released by WWE, so we're doing like this comedy variety show with him. Eva Lees is an up-and-coming indie star. We do a travel show with her. Like I said, Amy Duma, lead up from WWE. We do the UFO show, and then there's, Puppet with the Puppet Show, who's also can we say midget? Is it still midget, dwarf, whatever wrestler?
Little person? I don't know. What are you supposed to say? Is it little person?
You can't say shit anymore. You can't say midget. I just found out you can't say Eskimo. Eskimo's offensive.
I didn't know that either. It's new.
It's a little annoying at this point. You know what? White guy is offensive to me now. Don't ever call me a white guy. I'm mad about that. Don't say white meat chicken either, or dark meat chicken. Don't say any of that stuff. Everything's offensive.
Can we say Wonder Bread?
No.
What about cracker?
Cracker? No, there's no more crackers. Ritz has to change their name.
You know how the
wafers, wafers, salted wafers. That's what they're going to be called from now on. Everything's offensive, and you know what? I stopped giving a shit. To be honest with you, I'm just buried into my business. I love my son, and we just filmed the show yesterday and the day before called Father, Son, and the Spooky Ghost. So that's our new slightly offensively titled, which I love. I don't care who it offends, but it's our new little paranormal.
That's awesome.
I stopped doing Alone in the Dark.
That is so super cute.
Yeah, you did.
He nailed it too. He nailed it. I'm in the post-production, in production right now of putting it together, and I'm just watching it going, dude stole the show. Like literally, he's awesome. So he did such a good job. Very, very proud of him.
Oh, wow. You have a stalker on your comments. Since I was unfriended, I am actually finding a way to unlike.
Me or you?
Probably me.
Can I flip people off
Who
on air?
cares?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Look.
You're nothing, bitch. Move the fuck
on.
Whoa. Shut up. Go away. We don't want you.
Okay, so these are trying times, right?
If you unfriended them, send me a friend request. I'll accept it and then unfriend me too. Please, I'm begging you. So sick of the social media. It's a big unlike you. Everybody look at me so I can get likes.
Exactly.
Boring. It's boring. Give me something better now. It's
Dude, I fucking love you, Brandon, already.
Right now, so
I love it. Bring on the fury. I almost want you to just put a wrestling mask on and Hulk it out. It's like
I would never cover this. This is the money right here, so I can't.
All right. That's the money shot. Okay.
Yes.
I feel you.
Putting a mask on this is like, sticking a slab of bologna on a steak. It doesn't make any sense. Kidding, of course.
I like
but
him.
Yeah, that's how ASY TV was born. We did it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I feel like I'm in a wrestling ring. I am so fucking excited right now. I just want to scream and do this so I'm good. I'm all excited.
Yeah, I may be advancing in years and I may not be in the best shape of my life, but I will beat anybody's ass verbally any day of the week. So bring it on, bitches. Or let's have a positive conversation. That's even better. There's enough negativity.
Yes, exactly. Because there's something better to do than, Let's talk about Brandon.
I don't want to end up in a crow jar by any means.
Oh, honey, you would never. Baby love, you would never end up in my jar. Maybe somewhere else, but not a jar.
Whoa!
I am. Oh shit! The reason I'm
family show.
Today, honestly. The reason I'm cranky today is because I'm on day 6 of a food challenge that I'm filming, and it's nothing but fruit and vegetables, raw fruit and vegetables for 7 days, and I'm on day 6. So
oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, I cheated a little bit. I didn't say that I cheated on the show, but I weighed myself in. I lost 16 pounds already in 6 days.
That's amazing. You'll have to tell me that because we started keto Friday. So I think my body is just shifting in a lot of degrees with doing the keto. And I think I'm going through sugar withdrawal. So I'm
there's that.
Yeah.
Not to mention my 12-year-old son, who's amazing. I love him more than anything, but he just had pizza today. He had tacos yesterday. He had, all the sugary Captain Crunch and all these different. I'm like, ah! Like, okay.
So Shawn, you got to read Melvin's comment. It's totally beast.
I put it on the screen. Oh boy, Zarina coming in with an elbow, followed with a tag to Brandon, who goes in with a big boot to the face. And Shawn looks exasperated, not knowing how to referee and control the game. Dude, that is my fucking life right now. Yes. Oh Melvin, that's why we love you.
I do, Melvin.
So, like, seriously, though, like, with everything that's going on, and we have to touch base on this just because it's freaking everywhere, right? And then I partaked in a lot of it, too, and I'm guilty. I am. But I'm upset, but so is everybody else. And we don't need to get in why we're getting upset because we don't want to get into that debate right now.
I'm upset too. I wanted to watch the end of Walking Dead this season, and
so did I. Jesus, I was actually
what you're talking about.
Like on Sunday, I was like, I want to watch my Walking Dead.
It's bullshit.
The Rona comes and freaking just ruined everything. I mean, is it? Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I'm in agreement.
I'm one of those.
I need to know what happens.
I'm trying to that whole 10-foot pole logic. I'm trying to keep it all away from me with the 10-foot pole. I air my grievances on something called the Brandon Bishop podcast, which is not a cool video live thing like this. It's something I record, and actually did not do it today so I can hang out with you guys. But
thank you.
It's one of those things where it's like you're never gonna say the right thing. It doesn't matter. You're never gonna find. It's like gun control. It's like raising your kids. There's no right answers to any of this shit, and there never will be a right answer to it. So why are we spewing our answers out there trying to convince others to agree with us? It's stupid at this point. The COVID-19 thing. Here's some random evidence for you that it's probably not all on the up and up. Flu people that die of the normal flu or lung infections die by the tens to 100,000s a year, correct? Regular flu, regular lung infections, correct? And this is not a conspiracy theory, okay? It's not. I don't deal with those unless I've got some little tidbit of honesty like this. Those numbers have plummeted this year. Meanwhile, COVID-19 through the freaking roof. So what does that tell you? Maybe some of these numbers are being pushed over here. Maybe some of that's been being blamed on this, and so I don't buy into the whole freaking thing. I've not worn a mask, but one day when I went to the Asian market to buy some nishiki sushi grade rice, and they said, you must wear a mask. I'm like, oh, okay, well, give me a mask. 50 cents. I'm like, okay, whatever. So that's the only time I've ever worn a mask. I've always done this. And I always make my kid do it too, because people are gross and I'm gross and everybody's gross. So it's not I don't buy the, yes. Mm-hmm. Do you know anybody who's died personally?
I only know one person, and they live in
of one person.
Of one person that's not died but survived it.
Right.
And they live like on the West Coast, and that was the only person I've honestly known that has personal knowledge of what they went through, and that's it.
I know 2 people, of which one was misdiagnosed and had a lung infection, and they're both alive. So it's so easy to bullshit this stuff. It's all fear tactic. It's mongering. It's media fueled, glamorized, trendy fear tactics, and that's all it is, and that's all I'll ever believe that it is until I'm proven otherwise. The 2 months before this thing got crazy, 2 months before that, I shook probably 500 hands at expo events and different presentations that I was doing for the network and just business in general. If I haven't gotten it, or if I haven't gotten a serious strain of it, then nobody is going to have a serious strain of it because I should have it.
Yeah.
I don't.
And what I'm in agreement with you, or just think about it. The people that may have got it, what if it was introduced in all these flu shots or whatever that is? My guides would not let me go get a flu shot because they told me, do not put that shit in your body because you don't want what's in there. So
You know
I'm
what?
just saying, I'm a conspiracy
I got it
theorist.
once. I got it once.
I will knock on
I did
padding.
not like the way it felt as soon as it went in. As soon as it went in,
knock on padding here. When I was in the Army, they shot us up with so much stuff. Zap, 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 anthrax, you name it. And that's the last time I've ever been vaccinated and the last time I've ever gotten a flu shot. And that was way too long, over 20 years ago.
Right.
And, honestly, look at flu shots like bee stings.
Yeah.
Some people are allergic to bee stings. Some people are allergic to what's in your vaccinations. That's just how it is. I still think vaccinations are a good thing because instead of a few people, getting sick from them or getting autism or something, which is a proven fact, you're keeping millions of people from having a pandemic, which we already have a pandemic. So, it's just something else to stick in the old inoculation there. And it is what it is. We have no control over this stuff. We're sheep, whether you like it or not. And I know this is taking a political negative approach, and I don't really like doing that, but you asked. So it's, we have to live within the guidelines of what we're allowed to live in. Some of us try to live outside of that little box where we have to go to work every day and, get the party. Let's go to Disneyland in June. Okay, that's awesome. That's our fun for the year, or whatever it is. Others are trying to live life to the fullest and be adventure hunters, and that's what I am. So I think that's what you guys are as well.
Yeah.
I definitely need some freaking adventure in my life.
I do. I swear to God, if I don't get up to Ohio soon, I literally think I'm going to crack out because I hate Florida. I hate Pensacola so freaking bad. It is so fucking ratchet and bougie. And it's just like, yeah, but you can only drive.
It's that cold grass is greener on the other side thing. Look,
absolutely, yeah.
That's what it is. You don't like where you live. Very few people like where they live. When I moved from Ohio to Arizona, everyone in Arizona, why would you come here? This place sucks. It's so hot. I'm like, bitch, move to Ohio. It sucks there. You don't know about it sucks. They're like, at least when it gets cold, you put more clothes on. I'm like, okay, you go live there. I'll stay here. But here I am in Ohio. Anyway, it's just a whole grass is green on the other side. Life is life no matter where you're at. It's just what temperature.
I've moved 47 times in my life, and I've been here the longest, and it's been in my house the longest that I'm in now. So it's 47 times. You kind of get cabin fever if you stay someplace too long. That's why the RV life is probably for me. That's why I want to get out there.
That'd be awesome.
Every place is my home. My house is small, but my backyard is the world. So that's
what it is.
Awesome though. Some of those RVs though. Have you ever gone to an RV show? Holy crap, they are nice. Like they're nicer than my house.
They are. They're amazing.
Well, then again, my house is 100 years old, but still, like they are freaking insane. Like the showers that you see in cribs, with the different angles coming everywhere and everything. They got those in these buses.
Look up the Thor Quantum 31 LF. That's my baby right there, or something close to it. That thing is beautiful. It's not over the top, but it's definitely suits all your needs. And for me and my kid and the cat, and it's huge. It's 31 feet long and it expands huge. It's got everything in there. The hell do I need a house for? What do I need a big apartment for? I don't need any of that stuff.
It is.
Which one is it? The Thor Quantum what?
Thor, like the hammer guy. Thor.
Yeah.
Quantum LF 31. It's a badass.
And it's
I watch shows like Matt's RV reviews and Trent and Allie with these people living out my dreams at the moment. So it is constantly to do it.
It is true. But, I've had a lot of addresses too. And it's just the nomadic thing that's in your blood. For me, being a traveler and that Romani and that gypsy, it just calls to me the road. It's just like I feel the most freedom on the road where I can breathe because I feel like I don't have to be under any one particular, box or aspect. And it's just like a freedom that most people just don't understand. And it's just like you get that itch, and it's almost like I feel like I start suffocating. I can't breathe. I have got to go. I've got to get out of here. Oh my God, that's sexy.
Look at that, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
There it is.
Gave me a boner.
I know, right? Look, it's got
Don't drop your phone, man.
Look, let me tell you.
You don't want to break
my phone.
I need like wings on the side of it, and that's like the crow fucking mobile. That would be like serious awesomeness.
Whoa.
What?
Sexy bitch. Good job on that cutout too, by the way. That's awesome.
It came that way. Thank you, Google.
Yeah, that's a sexy bitch, man. That's gonna be my address pretty soon, man. Wherever I park.
I wish. I've been talking to my wife. Like we need to rent a motor. At least rent a motorhome. So you can rent them, right? And drive across the country. We have family literally on the East Coast and on the West Coast. I'm like, we need to go and just go drive. And she's like, I'm not living in an RV. I need to stay in a hotel. I need to have I need to go to. I don't know. I don't know hotel names, but
the Red Roof Inn, baby. The Red Roof Inn.
No, she's.
Man, I've stayed in hundreds and hundreds, if not probably 1,000 hotels between music and pro wrestling and TV stuff and filming all over the country. Not bragging at all. Not proud of it. I wish I would have spent all that money on my dream RV. And every time I go to a hotel, I mean, the grossest one was probably in Memphis, at this little the only one that had any vacancy that weekend. It's in the shittiest part of town, which if you know Memphis, ugh.
And you're lucky if you didn't get bed bugs, for real.
Oh,
honestly,
I checked.
To be honest with you, it's disgusting.
Oh, I have to think about bed bugs. You brought up bed bugs. I got to check. I don't let the wife or the kids bring anything in the room. I go in there. I tear the sheets off the beds, and I'm checking that shit for bed bugs. Oh, the last time we stayed, we went to a hotel on our way to a resort in Myrtle Beach a couple years ago. And so we get in there and it just smelled musty. I'm like, what the heck is this smell? And it just the energy was all jacked up. I'm like, no, this is not okay. And I took 5 steps into the room and my feet are slushing on the floor. I'm like, okay, I have a reason to get another room. Because I knew as soon as I opened that door, I don't want to be in that room.
It's called mold, ass, and funk, and
that's
mold.
Yep.
And semen stains. That's the most.
That's.
Well, you know what? When you're on the road, though, and we've been on the road, there was an instance when I was with Lita from WWE and Leah from the Sparkle Nation show, and we were exhausted. We drove down from the extraterrestrial highway by Area 51, and we drove all the way down to Sedona, Arizona, and we didn't realize it was spring break, and there was no open hotels. Ooh. So I would have killed for one of those dank ass hotels at that point. So we all slept in a freaking RAV4. I didn't sleep. I got out and I was calling hotels all day. Just give her an hour of sleep. I got a WWE Hall of Famer in the back of the car sleeping with her dog, not happy with me because usually I book these things on the fly, and it's just. So that was an interesting trip that we can look back on somewhat fondly. And now,
let's laugh at now. Yeah. That's it's never fun. When I go on trips and paranormal investigations and stuff, I tend to bring a tent and I'll bring an air mattress and I'll sleep on an air mattress for the night. If the locations don't let you sleep there. And you know what? I've been wondering, and if anyone in the comments can respond, do you guys think it became after a certain TV show, it became popular to sleep in these paranormal locations? Do you think that after all this COVID-19 nonsense, do you think that they're still going to let people sleep in these locations?
No,
because that's become a big part of the experience now, is sleeping in the buildings.
I've done it. I slept in the Cripple Creek jail before. I slept at the Red Crag Estates when I was doing the Alone in the Dark show, and we may do it again. I mean, if it's a cool hotel, we're talking to Hotel Jerome out there in Aspen. Nice. And that's one of the haunted hotels in the country, one of the most haunted hotels. And I'll take a room there for the night if they let me. Hell yeah, man!
Right.
The Stanley Hotel's another one. I'm quite close with those people. We filmed up there 3 times, and hell yeah, I mean they never give me free rooms, but if they did, I'm all in. I love that place. But if it's someplace cool and it has something to do with like I don't know if I'm going to be doing that with the kid because he's a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to keep him up till 6 o'clock in the morning walking around in a dark room. But you know, it's more of a comedy show anyway, so it's kind of making fun of the ghost people, the ghost adventurers and the hunters and yeah, because those shows are absolutely 100% BS, and we all know that, but they're still fun.
Dude,
not your show. Your show's legit, man.
I'm kidding.
But if they're on a network, they're BS. I've been on the cruise. I know people that are still on the cruise. It's just the 3 or 4 of us in the building. No, it's not. There's 10 people out in the production truck. Don't lie to us. Just tell us that. It's fine. We'll forgive you. So much negativity. I am starving right now.
You need to eat a fucking steak, dude.
I have eaten a banana today, and I'm on the 7-day celery juicing thing.
Well, you need a steak. Right, you need to go stop at freaking Texas Roadhouse on your way home and get a freaking ribeye.
You see, Shawn, what you are is an enabler, okay? 1.5 days left. 1.5 days left to beat this challenge, and I'm filming it for a show that I'm doing on my YouTube channel, which, yes, I got bored during the pandemic, and I started a YouTube channel. I didn't have enough shit on my plate as it is. Not only is there a YouTube channel with that show, there's me and my son. We're doing a show called The Top 5 with Brandon and Brandon, where we rank food, which I'm not doing right now. We got Make Me Like Rap, Make Me Like Country, which are 2 other shows. I do a show called The Good News, which is all positive news. I've got Go the Read That on there, which is my main show. I've got old episodes of Alone in the Dark on there. There's short films. There's I'm forgetting things. There's Driving and Bitching with my dash cam. There's literally 10 shows on there, and now there's going to be more. So I got bored during the pandemic. I couldn't travel, and now I have this YouTube channel with over 100 videos on it.
Okay. Ron, Apple says it's for you to eat a Snickers bar.
I don't want a Snickers bar. I like being the grumpy asshole Brandon. It's a release.
What about protein bar? Like, can you go and get like a protein bar?
I'm hangry as hell right now, and like I said, on day 8, when this shit's over with, I am gonna. Man, I feel bad for every animal within an hour. I'm gonna carve and cook and chew and swallow and process and defecate every cow that I see.
I like how you added defecate.
Every bowl of pasta is gonna be my bitch. It's gonna happen. Told you I'm hangry, man.
That's all right. I'm
not normally like this. I'm a very pacifistic, easygoing guy. I promise you.
You're just hangry. That's all.
Oh, big time! And
you're a wrestler. You're a wrestler. That's like not eating. That's like not okay.
Oh yeah. But I've lost like 14 to 16 pounds at this point. So I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest with you.
Nice. I should do that. And I know somebody who is fasting. That's what I call starving yourself. But
this is basically
it's fasting. Still have like their electrolytes for a couple days, and that's it. I'm like,
well, I fast for till 1 o'clock every day, and I don't eat past 9:30. So it's like an intermittent fasting deal. It's minor fasting.
Really?
You get the same results from that as you do from fasting for days and days.
See, when I managed the GNC and I was in shape, that was the time when I did that. Yeah, well, I was in shape. I did not.
Everything they sell at GNC is not what you think is in the bottle.
Not at all. Not at all.
But that's a whole and garbage.
That's a whole other conversation.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole nother conversation. But it was, when I was mountain biking, I climbed. That was like my thing, and I always made sure to eat throughout the day. But it was always like nuts or like a power bar or something like that, so that you're keeping your metabolism going. For me, being active the way that I was, that kept me going. But then, as soon as I had my back surgery, and I wasn't eating as much, and I work a desk job now. And I have 3 kids. I'm not doing half of it. I freaking blew up like a freaking balloon, man. It's crazy how fast I gained weight.
It don't take much, man. It don't take much.
Especially when you're
on the flip side of that coin, it doesn't take a whole lot to get in shape either. It just takes mostly willpower and mostly tolerance and stamina. Like, this is killing me. Like, at night, I am just envisioning, like, tacos dancing around my head. Just, they're all in different shapes and different fillings. And I'm just like, I'm gonna eat. I'm just looking at them like, oh god, these tacos are amazing looking, and that I dream about eating tacos right now. It's not okay. So,
Here, real quick, we have a couple answers for the question that I asked about the about if these locations will let investigators sleep there. Holly Miner says she doubts it for the time being. Melvin says he thinks that he'll let folks sleep there. Okay. So people, it seems like people seem to think that once pretty much it's all blows over, things will go back to normal. Now, what is normal anymore? I don't know anymore. Honestly.
Oh, you're talking about the pandemic thing?
I'm just, yeah, well, yeah.
Live your freaking life. Just live your life. Like, as soon as they're going to open stuff here pretty soon, they're slowly doing it here in Colorado. And, now they're closing things back because of stupid people. But,
are they?
Live your life, man. You're going to get sick, okay? You're going to get sick. That's just it. You're going to get sick, whether it's from this or something else. It's going to happen. You can't be paranoid of walking out your door and going to eat, a burrito at a restaurant. You can't be paranoid of that. If I have to live in a life without going to a restaurant and having a delicious breakfast burrito, what freaking kind of life is that? That's not life. That's just paranoia. We're all going to be dead. I'm going to be dead in 35, 40 years. I'm going to be dead. If I'm lucky to last that long. Dead. You're going to be dead. You're going to be dead. We're all going to be dead. What are we going to do when we're dying? Look back at our lives and go, shit! I let a pandemic lock me down for 2 years. I could have done all this stuff. That's just it. You know who this affects, if this is legit? 80% of the people that have died out of these 100,000 that have died are over 70 years old. Yes, if you're an elderly person, stay home. Simple.
Teresa,
you know what my kids call
Teresa's out in my secrets. Sorry.
Do you know what my kids call the corona?
What?
The boomer consumer.
That's awesome.
It's really bad, but
Teresa outed me. She said,
"You want to know what one of the biggest drains on the economy is? It's called the silver tsunami. Have you heard of it? It's because all the boomers, whatever generation that were born in the 50s and all that, they are all elderly right now, and that was the biggest influx of births during that point, and now they're all elderly." And it's not their fault whatsoever, but it's still a drain on society and on the economy. So here's a little conspiracy theory for you, since we're on a paranormal show. Why not? Throw a little bit of
Why not? Yeah.
How do we get rid of, 80, 90, 100, 200,000 elderly people that are draining the economy with healthcare and everything like that? How do we get rid of them?
They kill them off. It's mass genocide.
There we go. I mean, they're going to be gone in 20 years anyway. Why would you just wait? But, all the money that they're spending on stimulus bills, they're going to be saving. And it's sad, but they're going to be saving on, taking care of the elderly. So it's sad. It's a theory. It's thinning out the herd, which unfortunately actually needs to be done. It's true. I'm not lying. It's not a popular thing to say, but it's true. I don't support it, but it's just, it's what they got to do. There's people that own this planet, and they don't care about anybody but the people that own this planet. And we all know that, and we just have to deal with it. And they're all watching this podcast, so I'm probably in big trouble.
You are. They're going to come and get you.
Don't come get me. Come, let me join you.
Hey, you remember when I got...
Let me be on that yacht.
Hey, Shawn,
you're in that 1%.
You remember when I got that invitation from the Illuminati? I was like, what?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Oh, I blocked him. I don't know. That freaked me the hell out. I was like, somebody DM'd me in my IG. I'm like, who the fuck is this shit? It fucking invited me to the Illuminati. I'm like, how do they even know me?
Does anyone know anyone in the Illuminati? Is that how it works? You get a Facebook message saying, hey, you want to join the Illuminati?
I know. I think I would get kidnapped, thrown in a van, and taken to some remote location with some freaky shit going on. But no, They don't do not. They don't DM you and your IG. I don't. Nah.
I'm sure it's the same, like Prince Mahakabaka in Egypt that needs you to cash a $10,000 check. Yeah, I'm
exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
If you cash it and send me this much, you can keep the rest. Okay.
Oh no, IG as like I totally am like gonna like delete my IG because I am so sick of like Nigerian scammers hitting me up.
So
with,
by
like,
IG, do you mean Instagram?
Yes,
Okay.
Instagram.
I'm letting for all those people that don't know.
Yeah, because basically I get 10 requests from hot military guys with fake profiles trying to hit me up for cash on my IG, but they're actually
my
Nigerian.
God, my friend just fell for that. My friend's wife actually fell for that. I don't mean to talk bad about either one of them, but
I'm like,
it went for
I'm
months.
psychic. I know
like
you're scam boo.
And she sent him thousands.
Yeah.
And
let me tell you, I catch them really right quick because they like have like four profile pictures, and I'm like, so you from Nigeria, boo? And I was like, bam, they know because they got caught. I mean, like, nuh-uh, come on, trust me. I know you ain't that fine, boo, that you're gonna be hitting me up.
Well, let me answer Teresa's comment real quick. Teresa commented that the elderly citizens have been contributing. Of course they have. We're not saying anything bad about the elderly people here. I'm saying it's not a coincidence that there's more now than there's ever been in the history of this nation, and they found something to kill off tens of thousands of them, if not 100,000 of them. That's what I'm saying. Of course they've been. It's a great generation. My mom is in the last, bit of that boomer generation, the boom generation. So it's baby boomers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I have nothing against elderly people. I'm just pointing out a weird statistic. So who I really think started the COVID-19 thing? Delivery services. Grubhub. Yeah, they started everything, man. Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, DoorDash, all of them. They started this thing because what business has ballooned up bigger than they have in the last 6 months?
I don't use any of that.
And I do think they like what you're saying. They have contributed a lot.
I grew up, being taught don't get into a stranger's car. I was brought up. What are these rules that we were brought up with that now are like the norm? You don't get into a stranger's car. You don't. What else is there that we do now that we were told not to do when you were younger? But getting in a stranger's car, getting food from strangers, right? We're not supposed to do that stuff, and here we are with Uber and Uber Eats and Grubhub and all that. We're getting our food.
You see their face on the app.
It's
not a stranger. Their face is right there on the app with their name and their driver's license number. And anything's messed up, you go after their asses. I've never had anything messed up. We all know there's no Santa Claus, okay? And that's a bummer. That's a real bummer.
Hey, my daughter might be watching.
Well, I'm sorry, but there's no Santa Claus. You need to rip that Band-Aid off as fast as you can. But Grubhub can show up with a Popeye's chicken sandwich at my door any day of the year, especially on Christmas.
I gotta say hi to my friend Courtney Schmitz. I've known her like my whole life. What's up? Sorry.
What does she get daily? She gets something daily.
Probably Grubhub. Probably Grubhub or Uber Eats.
Oh, Uber Eats, yeah. It's the
wash your hands. Mother always told us. Yes, you always got to wash your hands. That's true.
Here's the great thing about all this. If anything good comes out of this COVID-19 thing, whether it's legit or a scam, because we're all just encasing it, we're all sitting around just encasing it, aren't we? Oh, that was a lot. Oh, shit. But anyway, here's the good thing.
Don't waste that, man. That shit's like gold.
All right. Now I got so much of this stuff. I've had it for years, like literally.
Oh.
But if it gets everybody to wash their freaking hands and cover their mouth when they cough and sneeze, I love it. Awesome. I'm sorry it's killing people, but it's a positive if that happens. I've been a germaphobe before. Being a germaphobe was cool.
He's a Howie Mandel. So Courtney says no, the fake profiles from men in the military.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That just comes from being an attractive female. I don't get any of that stuff.
You don't get hot guys.
No, they do.
I get like these like Indian or African dudes that say that they're like porno stars, but I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Here's my side effect. here's my unexpected side effect from being a television show host and a producer. I get nice little emails and messages and stuff all the time. Literally, I won't say all the time. I'm not near as many as the typical female will get, but I will get pictures all the time from lonely housewives that watch the shows, and they're like, "Hey," it always starts off so nice, like, "Hey, you should come out to Alabama, and there's this great restaurant. My friend owns it. I'll hook you up." I'm like, "Hey, thank you. That's awesome. I love getting those kind of emails. It saves me time." And then next message will be, "And while you're here, look at these. You can see these in person." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Oh, geez, those are some big boobs. I don't know. Thanks, I guess. Thanks for watching the show. Yeah.
I get a lot of, you know what I get? I get a lot of messages with a lot of pictures of windows and trees that look like they have faces, smoke that looks like they have faces, a lot of pareidolia stuff. That's what most of the stuff I get is. It's okay. The people are scared. I'm happy to help them.
Hi, Danny. I get the creepers. I get them always stalking me or like sending my, in my inbox with like.
Creeper? You said, "Hi, Danny." I get all the creepers. Danny's not a creeper.
No, Danny is like
a loyal follower of your show, and you're putting them down on everybody.
No, Danny is like my best friend, one of my best friends in the world. He is my rock.
I thought I was your best friend. Damn.
You're my super best friend.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna end up in the jar. It's gonna be like, "Help me."
You're gonna be sour. You're gonna have to tell your girlfriend that you're gonna be sour because Zarina put you in a jar.
I have a girlfriend?
Oh, I have a special treat for the dudes.
Do not put me in the jar. I do not want a girlfriend. You get that straight. I don't know.
Oh, let me tell you, the dudes.
If somebody walks up tomorrow and starts ruining my life, I'll be like, "Oh shit, did you put me in the jar?"
No, the dudes that really screw me over, they get my special edition of Zarina. Yeah.
I want to know how many jars you've got.
Right?
No, I'm just saying I fix it where their junk don't work. I know. I'm a hateful bitch.
Hang on, checking something real quick. All right. Nope, we're good. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my God, Danny, you put it out there. Yeah, Danny is my gay best friend. He's my consultant and all my beautiful attires and everything like that. And he keeps me legit. For real.
Maybe I'll start creeping on Danny then if he's your gay best friend. I need a good gay best friend.
He is
I've
the
had
best
a lot
ever.
of gay friends.
He is.
All gone. Holy shit. You do not believe the lightning that just hit over there. Oh my God.
Melvin says, "Man, that's cold, Zarina."
Look, let me tell you what. You break my listen, let me tell you.
That's the man's livelihood.
Let me tell you, if you break my heart, I'm gonna take what's your favorite thing from you, and that's your enjoyment.
That's your enjoyment. That's your ding dong.
Mm-hmm.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Or I'll fix it where only time it works is when you think of me. So when you up in some other hoe, that's the only way it's gonna work.
I don't know who you're talking to right now. I don't know why this escalated in my direction.
All right, let's talk about ghosts.
I feel like the today's show is very chaotic.
It is.
I promised you a show to remember, so
you did promise that, and that's fine. We all need to escape. So
you'd rather me be a standard host or a guest, like a.
Okay, yes, back in 1995, I saw a ghost in the window, and I put together some of my friends, and we all have black T-shirts, and we shoot a show on our cell phones. Yeah, that's.
Should I do that?
I love it that you're
only if you do the Kermit the Frog voice the whole time. Yes,
I like it. I like it that you're.
One time I saw a ghost, but it was Miss Piggy's ass.
Hey, I like it that you're crazy. I like the craziness. Hey, what
methodically crazy?
Okay, what is a woman's favorite book?
A woman's favorite book?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a one-liner joke, or do you really want me to answer this? Like,
I don't know. However you please.
It's probably a joke.
I think I know the answer to it, but I don't want to ruin it for you. So go ahead.
It's a checkbook.
Yeah. See, that's sexist. I can't say that. You can say that. If I said, "Oh, it's a checkbook," yeah, then okay, sure. She makes a lot of money. She has her own checkbook. That's the way I look at things, you know. But I gotta watch my ass here. I'm a businessman. What do you expect?
It's like a mullet. He's like all business in the front and party in the back.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Dirty Joe Dirt.
Fractured skull over here too.
Okay. Here,
I have
Courtney.
a black neighbor, believe it or not, and I don't like using words like black and white and Mexican and all that. Well, Mexican's fine, but I don't like coloring people because it's all skin pigmentation. Who gives a shit? Same color on the inside, and I've always had that, not just because people are being stupid right now about it, but I have a neighbor 3 doors down. About a month ago, I bought a watermelon, and I saw him in a hallway because I'm a man of my size and I can't eat a whole freaking watermelon. And I stared at him for like 15 seconds. And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Dude, how do I ask you if you want the rest of this watermelon?" And he laughed his ass off because I was trying so hard not to offend anybody. But this is actually more than a month ago. It was like a year ago. But I was like, "Hey, just, you want the rest of this watermelon?" I'm not saying it because of any other reason besides the fact that I can't eat the whole damn watermelon. And you're right here. It's wrapped up nicely. I didn't even touch it. It's seedless. Okay, so here, just take the watermelon and don't make me think more than 2 seconds about this. It drives me freaking crazy. How touchy and how tiptoey and how eggshelly everything has to be lately. Drives me freaking crazy. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. None of this was a thing. We said what the hell we wanted to say, for better or worse. But nowadays,
I still do. I think I'm very rude and crude, and I think that's intimidates a lot of people. For me, especially being a woman, and but I'm also a Scorpio, so it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. So
Devil's Night, October 30th. My son is October 26th. My cat is November 2nd. Yeah.
That's my birthday, November 2nd. So yeah.
You were born the same day as my cat. She's 15 now. How old are you?
Oh my gosh. We've already been on an hour, guys.
I know, I'm having fun. I think I need more vodka though.
Seems like no less than 2 hours. I mean, seriously.
Here, real quick. Courtney, oops. I put Rob's. I'm going to read it because I put it on the screen. He says, I've had a bad day. And is hanging out. Yeah, it's a rock. Okay. So Courtney says that she has a spirit in her house.
Hey, Courtney.
Her daughter knew 3 died there. And
wait. Stop. Ghosts do not like to be called spirits anymore. It's offensive to them. So you have to change your rhetoric, change the narrative, re-speak that whole line, man. You can't say spirit no more. It's offensive.
It is?
Nope. It's straight up ghosts or haunting employees. Haunted employees.
What if they live in a house?
They're still employees. They're employed by haunting that house. I was setting a tone. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. It was funny as shit to me. Let me tell you that right now. It still is.
Okay. So, anyways, Courtney just says that she has some spirits in her house, and
She's drunk.
No, not the drinking spirits. Okay, she for sure has one in her house, and her daughter knew 3 died here, and male or female in in the house, but one is still there.
But the one that's the most prominent. The one that's the most prominent is the male, because I can smell his cologne, and he likes to smoke cigarettes, and he's in his early 60s. He has the gray hair, and he has like the square kind of old-fashioned glasses, and he has a very thick nose, and he's about 5'10". Just saying.
Okay, there we go. So she cleared up a little bit. She says, okay, 3 people died here. 1 ghost is still there, and her daughter is a psychic. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So can she validate that for me? Is that as well, in the same league of what her daughter was talking about. Because when I see them, I visualize them, same as I see you. So
Whatever happened to Cleo?
I actually met her. She actually lives in Fort Lauderdale. I met her.
I think she just passed away, actually. I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah, I met her way back in the day because she used to hang out at a gay coffee house that I used to go hang out with a bunch of friends.
Were the people gay or the coffee gay?
Well, it's kind of like it was like a coffee house, but a lot of, just different type of people. But I used to hang out with friends there. And so it was really good. But yeah, I met her one time, but yeah, she validates that. He is 60. Yep.
So Courtney, have you had your daughter talk to any other psychics or anything to help guide her and help her with her opening up and everything? If that's something you're interested in, please message myself or Zarina, because that's what we do. We spread the medicine.
My goal is I would love to have
we'll go out and get a burrito.
Get a burrito. You're not allowed to have a burrito. Just so you know.
Still Wednesday. That's still Friday, actually.
Friday. That's not far. That's not far from now.
Dude, I'm on day 6 of day 7 right now. I'm getting through this, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can see my junk again. It's amazing. It's right there.
Wow. Holy crap.
I made breakfast tacos today, so I made keto tacos, so it was really good.
You know what we had? We had leftover chili on top of spaghetti.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
It was really good.
I like
mute you guys. Oh,
so I like cooking a lot of, because I lived in California, so I do a lot of Mexican, Spanish, Tex-Mex and stuff. So my favorite thing is doing with eggs and chorizo and
okay, listen. I'm gonna start talking about the poops that I take because of celery juice. If you guys keep talking about food, okay? I'm starving to death. I have an avocado at home waiting for me, and that's all I get to eat tonight. An avocado.
Well, at least avocados are like the fattest fruit you can eat, right?
Right?
They're wonderful. They're healthy.
I know, but see, right now you're going through delayed gratification. So imagine how good that avocado is going to taste when you finally get to eat it.
That's like saying, wow, I can't wait till she comes over. Maybe I should jerk off now. I'll be good on Friday. I'll send you a picture of my gluttony.
I think Dave likes this show. He says that we're having a really good time.
I'm glad everyone's having fun laughing at my
Spaghetti and chili is the bomb, though. It is, really.
Wait, Courtney has a 16-year-old daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, she looks young.
Courtney's my age.
Yeah.
Well, you're young. Everybody's young.
I'm old. I'm old as dirt. I'm 47, so I'm just.
You're 47?
Yeah, I'm waiting to get my senior citizen status. It's
the whole. There.
See, here is all about getting the golden
mail from like the Old People's Foundation.
Well, you know what it is.
I got a letter from them.
It's the Hawaiian side.
AARP, that's what it is.
Well, it's the Hawaiian side because on my dad's side I'm Hawaiian Filipino, so it's the whole coconut.
Courtney, you're 45. You're not 45. I thought you were she's only a couple years older than I am.
Yeah.
She's only a couple years older than I am. Still my age. It's my age bracket.
How old are you, Shawnee?
41.
41. That's a good age. So 4 and 1 is 5, and so this is year.
This is the age where you come to terms with being short and fat and hairy.
No, you're totally like, you're like Gimli. You're my Gimli in the Lord of the Rings.
I don't know how I should take that right now.
It's a compliment. Gimli is the best. He's awesome. He carries an axe. He's like a battle bitch and just like whacks a shit and kills things.
He's a short little freaking hairy dude that carries an axe. He's a freaking ogre.
He's not an ogre. That is incorrect. He is a dwarf.
Whatever, dwarf.
He comes from a lineage in the mountains that they delved for treasure and everything. You need to read that for real because it's more to Gimli than
I watch the movies. I love the movies. I have the whole saga on DVD.
So we're all in our 40s?
Yes.
Well, here's some advice for people that are not. Hard truth. When you're in your 20s, you think you know everything until you get to the 30s and you realize that you were a douchebag when you were in your 20s. Then you get to your 40s and you realize I was an asshole when I was in my 30s. And now you're in your 40s, and I'm sure as soon as that 5-0 clicks around here in 4 or whatever years it is, I'll be like, God, I hated myself in the 40s. And it just keeps going and going and going. And you don't only hate yourself, but you hate just about everybody else in that age range as well. I can't stand men in their 20s or girls in their teenage years. They're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst people in the world.
Well, the thing of my issue is that I get a lot of the younger guys that want to date me, and I'm just like, I don't have time to raise another kid. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have time for that. And then like,
hop on that thing and hop off. What do you think I do for a living right now? You know, I'm kidding. Not for a living. Because I get that all the time. I'm like, you're how old? Okay.
I'm just gonna sip my tea. I will not
listen to any of your music. You are not allowed to watch anything on TV or listen to music. Sorry, you will kill me.
Oh my God, the music nowadays. So let's talk about that. Like, I never thought I would be that old guy saying, "Oh my gosh, today's music sucks," dude. Today's music
drizzling shit
sucks. So my music of choice is right now is Led Zeppelin. You know, I'm just been my Led Zeppelin mood.
Music has been overproduced, over commercialized.
That's what she said.
There's no soul anymore. Where's the soul? Where's the music? Needs to mean something. Where's the fucking instruments?
There isn't any.
There's no instruments in music.
There's
anymore.
nothing.
Music was supposed to be played by music.
You don't have to be able to sing anymore.
You know what music is now? Beep. Like what the?
You don't even have to be able to sing anymore. You don't even have to have a good voice. You don't even have to be in tone. You can keep tone the whole time.
It's auto tune.
You don't have to have pitch.
And if you got a great ass that you can twerk, as long as you can twerk and got a great ass.
Mumble rap.
Exactly. So for me, like I'm old. I love Stevie Nicks, all the old stuff, Led Zeppelin, all that kind of stuff.
I'm still listening to my Alice in Chains, Tool, 9 Inch Nails. I'm still.
Well,
I'm
not
that guy.
Listen to what we grew up with, and we're always going to listen to what we're familiar with. I love 80s metal. I love 90s grunge. I love 70s funk and that. I
love me some funk.
Otis Redding and James Brown and Lionel Richie and Hall & Oates and just all of these amazing singers. Even Prince and Michael Jackson, Duran Duran. I mean, these guys had amazing voices. I've been a singer my whole life, and I can only respect things that I can't sing very well.
Last summer, my son and I drove from Akron, Ohio, down to Cincinnati. It's a pretty long drive. And I put Jimi Hendrix on. And my son's like, "What is this garbage?" I'm like, "You said what?" The whole way down, listen to Jimi Hendrix. I'm like, "You're gonna listen to Jimi Hendrix, and you're gonna freaking like it." Oh, all the way down, because
my son, what were we listening to the other day? He loves bands like Cake and Weezer.
I like Cake.
He loves all the '90s stuff. And
I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. They got that bass going.
Well, there's two things I introduced him to this week. John Oliver, which he loves John Oliver. He sat there and binge watched like 7 hours of John Oliver on HBO. And then Megadeth.
Nice.
Win for me. I'm the winner.
I've seen every hair band the known to man in concert. My last concert that I went to, which I loved, was like off my bucket list, was Black Label Society with Zach Wild. Oh my God. I literally felt like so there you have it.
I met him at Cafe Beignet in New Orleans about
shut up.
He was just sitting there eating beignet. And I was like, hey, because I interviewed him when I had a TV show in Detroit called Detroit Live. I mean, it was all like, it started off with local bands when I was 17. Then as I got older and into the clubs, I got to interview everybody, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Queensryche, Ugly Kid Joe, all these bands. And I interviewed him when he was with a band called Pride and Glory. And I said, hey, man, I know you don't remember me. I interviewed you back in Detroit back in like 94. Just wanted to say thanks for the interview. It made him, had a good time. And he looked up at me and went, cool, man. He had powder all over his face from the beignet. But yeah, absolutely, man. Music sucks if it's been released in the last 15 years, 20 years, and I'm tired of it. And I'm the old grumpy guy now, man. I want the kids to get off my lawn. I want them to stop thumping their shitty bass music anywhere near where I live. And I want people to stop smoking in front of entrances. And I want all spiders to die. And then I'll be the happiest guy in the world with my RV. And that's it.
So Melvin asked a question. He said, question for Brandon about how long does it take to produce a show? And are there any show ideas that you've passed on that you regret? And is there anyone particular you would like to work with?
I regret nothing. I want to work with everybody who has a good story and an ability to tell that story, if that makes any sense. We have shows about everything. We have shows about homelessness and domestic violence, and we have shows about drinking and bars and travel shows and UFO shows and food shows and lost history shows. And we've got a ton of shows. And I usually kind of reach out to people and handpick the people I work with. Yeah. It's very rare that I see a show that I'm like, wow, that's perfect. Give it to me. We'll air it. It'll be fun. But the as far as how long it takes, it depends on the show, really. Like the show I filmed 2 days ago is almost done, and it takes me about a day, maybe 2 days to do it if I'm motivated. If I'm not, it'll take as long as it takes, you know. Thankfully, I don't answer to anybody, and not to be cocky, but I don't. And I can do it when I want to do it. We have a bunch of shows. We're filming in New Orleans. We're filming in Georgia. We're filming all over Colorado. We're filming in Seattle. Vegas is the next trip. We're filming in New York City again, and probably 6 other places in the next 3 months. So, you know, those shows are going to pile up and knock them out one at a time. And like I said, no, I'll work with anybody who has a good theme for a show. I like to tell stories. That's what ASY TV is all about. And if you want to watch it,
saying Route 66, Brandon.
I mean, it's already on my list for a
concept. So. Linda Dix says, Brandon, would you be interested in producing a show of a real life ghost and Mrs. Muir? Ghost is a celebrity.
I know the name of that movie or show. I don't know.
That would be.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't commit to anything on, you know, on a StreamYard feed. But so I'm in for anything. Anybody who's motivated. I get with people and I say, hey, are you interested in doing this? And because I'm a talent finder, I've been my entire life, whether it's in music or wrestling or now television. I find somebody and I'm like, hey, I think you'd be great for this. And we come up with a concept. We brainstorm a little bit. I can tell during that process if they're actually committed or if they're just like, yeah, that'll be fun. I don't want, that'll be fun. I want people that want to make money and make a career out of this thing, whether it's, you know, a side hustle or a full-time hustle. I need that commitment.
I need dollar bills, Joe. So I'm just saying.
Exactly. I can't mess around with people anymore. I've got enough.
I need 20 bands.
So I can get rid of the, you know, take out some trash.
Brandon, I need 20 bands, bro. So I'm just saying.
Brandon, yeah. I have to correct you on something. You said that you're just on a StreamYard. Yes, we're using StreamYard. But we also are on iHeartRadio. We're also on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. You know what I mean. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Castbox, Podcast Addict, and we're on Podchaser.
We're on Apple TV and Spotify, and don't short-side us. We're not just a stream.
I know, I'm picking on you.
So bands?
I just wanted to list all that. You know what? I have never listed all those ever. I've never listed any of those ever. I just wanted to do it just because you picked StreamYard, and I don't even advertise StreamYard. I probably should because we use it.
That's how you get on here.
So what I'm saying, bands is like when you ban stacks of cash. So I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought you were trying to put on a music festival or something.
No. Bands is like stacks of cash. So.
Here Linda Dix says, widowed women having a relationship with the spirit who helps her.
What kind of relationship? Yeah.
There was a woman who said she was married to a ghost.
Yeah, but then she divorced his ass because he cheated. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Whatever it takes to get attention and social media likes, that's what people will do nowadays. Back in the day, we had America's Funniest Home Videos with Bob
Mhm.
Saget. Now it's every day is a scroll. Yeah, you're right.
Shawn is officially has me TikTok addicted. It's like crack. I'll be
Never
on
left it.
there like
TikTok.
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I am TikToking the hell out of that thing. It's like swipe. It's better than Tinder. Trust me. I'm like,
What's Tinder? Is that where you buy steaks or something?
no. I don't know about
Tinder.
Tinder. I'm completely innocent.
I get laid nightly because of Tinder. Yeah. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't think I've been laid this year yet, so that's good.
Shawn,
that got quiet.
I didn't know what to say.
Shawn, and
I'm
his, you look so OG in that hat. You know, I'm just saying. You know,
I'm
that's
like-
my
My
that's my favorite hat on you.
Well, see what happened was I was gonna do my
Mhm.
hair and I was gonna get all like purdied up for the show. I've got a haircut and shit, but see what happened was that chili that I talked about is like really cheesy. I got some cheese in my beard. So I had to take a shower. I was like, well, I don't have time to do my hair, so I just threw a hat on. Okay,
Well, yeah, when you drink the celery juice and then you have to go, it's like literally green. It's like green frozen yogurt when you pull the handle down. It's amazing. Let me tell you. I warned you. I told you I was going to tell you about that. You keep talking about food. I'm starving.
I was just explaining myself.
No
I
wonder
got some cheese in my beard.
no wonder he talks in a Kermit voice, because that's what the situation is. You know what I mean?
Apparently, yeah.
Well, we're all green on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So I
she's
sing
talking
Rainbow
about your
Connections
green.
and the
She's talking
Sky.
about your green liquid feces. Is that an
Green
appropriate
liquid-
word?
That's the name of a metal band.
Green liquid feces. Never mind green jello.
Hornets, ladies and gentlemen. Green liquid feces. Fucking a shit. Yeah, it's all celery. Could be a
So Laura Holmes says that she has a ghost boyfriend and his name is Eric. Okay. Laura, I would like to hear more about this. And
Now, I don't know about ghost boyfriends, but with my connection to the other side, I have had, a lot of connection with Baron Samedi, and he is very attentive to his followers. So pretty much, it's pretty interesting to when you get a lot of attention from a certain deity, and it is very flattering. I have to say that. Shawn,
I've never experienced. I didn't even know that was could be like a thing.
I opened that up to have that touch your butt in the jail kind of thing happen.
I'm staying out of this. 'Cause I'm one of those people that-
every show I got to come up with it.
You got to find a way to bring that up.
Pretty much. Only because I had to pay you back from pranking me last time and making me scream like
Hey, let's talk about that.
queen scream
Let's talk about
bitch.
that. I played a clip from a movie, and
Who's that shirt?
scared the crap out of it. Zarina screamed. She literally screamed. Is it raining?
No, it's a
Oh,
spider.
it's about to.
Oh, okay.
He has a spider crawling across the roof.
So
I would not be in this car if I did. That's fine.
So, Brandon, you are sitting in your car. I see you now have your seatbelt on. I feel bad.
Mhm.
We're keeping
We
you
should,
in your
absolutely. We should have done
little
this an
car.
hour and a half ago, but she messed up the timing. So I had to suffer through this whole thing.
we will have to make sure to double check the time that we set on the thing that we set up. I don't know. Or maybe it's just what time did the event page say? I'm going to look at it. I haven't even looked at it.
It said 6 o'clock Central Time, which would be 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which I am in.
Uh-oh.
Did I
So
jack
haven't
it
made an
up?
extra trip.
Did I really jack it up?
I don't know.
You totally did. I'm blaming you entirely, or at least Shawn did. So
Okay, you could. I'm so totally.
I did kind of throw you under the bus.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm open to punishment, so I'm good for that.
Brandon's gonna get you thrown in the jar.
Oh man, I'm kind of, I got into that phase of all that, slapping and tying up and all this stuff, and then I got out of the phase.
It says June 3rd.
I'm 46 years old, man. I'm 46 years old. It's like literally tacos have replaced sex. Like,
It says
all that stuff is way too much work. I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend 5 minutes tying you up. I could have been done already. It's like
Zarina.
Yes, sir.
It says 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I'm so sorry. To me, I was having a rough day that day, so please.
Well, you know what though, we both I proof the stuff before you.
Yeah.
If it's not before you post it, it's right after. So
Yeah.
I definitely am to blame for that too. Should have caught that. Honestly, I probably saw that it said Central Standard Time, and it was like, I'll do the math later, and kept on scrolling.
Well, I totally own it. I jacked it up. I'm not gonna lie. I was having a really one of those days with
We all are. We all were. That whole.
I had got literally cussed out 5 times that day, 5 times, and I was at the end of my I'm about to lose control. Oh my God! Because let me tell you,
you're complaining about life. Look at that.
I was like, these people. I said, it's not even that deep, people, that you're gonna call and scream at me for that much. For real, for real. You know what I mean?
Service is a hard. It's a hard.
It is. I'm gonna have.
You're people's scapegoats.
They are. I'm like, let me tell you what. I'm like, dude, it's not. It's
You're
just not.
now. He's like, I gotta get going. We try to wrap it up, but then see, this is what happens with our show. I start to wrap it up, and then we get into conversation, more conversation, and then it keeps on.
I kind of sensed you were going that way, so I wanted to get on the road.
And I was trying to go that way for you, so you can get back to your family and stuff. So
I got to get back to an avocado. That's what I have to get.
An avocado, okay.
So I appreciate you guys having me on, and
appreciate
you coming. Check out ASY TV, where you can go to asytv.com. That's where you can check it out now. If you wait till July 15th, you'll be able to get it on Roku, Amazon, Apple, and asytv.com and all that good stuff. Also, check out my YouTube page, which is The Life of Brandon. Life of Brandon. It's got a picture of me with a hat that says Swifty. Subscribe to that stuff. And what else do you want to know?
Well, I mean, your podcast, you can find you. I have your podcast on Stitcher, right?
Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you find podcasts. The Brandon Bishop Podcast. And if you're wrestling fans, you can go to the 9 Mile Drive Wrestling Podcast as well. I have 2 of those. And my son and I wrote a book called Billy Fred Whopper Goggles. Billy Fred Whopper Goggles. It's on Amazon. Check it out. My son's the youngest published author in the country. And all kinds of fun stuff to look at me and hear me and do me stuff. But I'm driving now.
Well, be careful. Definitely want you to be careful. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. Now, if somebody has a show or if they have content that they would like to have on ASY TV, how would they get that to you?
Just, look me up on the Facebook machine or email me at asytvnet@gmail.com. I'm sure you'll post it or whatever. And we can discuss. I'm not against anything. But it's getting kind of crowded. Only committed people bother me. Otherwise, you're wasting my time. And that's the worst thing you can do to any of us. So
I can definitely understand that. But you know what? When you have an outlet like yours to get your team and your content out there, I know Activision took advantage, and you aired Activision's content for a while there, and we were very grateful of that. So,
it's good to have you guys on. I wish you guys would have kept going. You had a good show.
Me too. But we all go on, and we live on, and we learn on. So,
look at this airplane. You see that? What the hell's that guy doing?
I don't know.
Not seeing it? that plane was like 6 feet above the street, like above me.
That's crazy. People are doing crazy things nowadays. Well, Brandon, we want you to be safe. Thank you so much for coming on. We definitely appreciate you. Everybody, go check out ASY TV. And you have a relaunch coming out. When?
Relaunch is July 15th. And like I tell everybody, if you've got Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and HBO Max and Disney Plus, it's only $5 a month to get ASY TV. I know you'll love it. There's something on there for everybody. It's less than 17 cents a day. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And it's all independent television, man. I mean, support us. We need your support more than they do. And it gives you more to watch because we all need stuff to watch, especially right now. And also, I'd like to say, stay home tonight. Stay out of the cities and quit looting small businesses because that makes you stupid.
There you have it. Brandon, thank you again for coming on. I want to let you go. I feel bad having you drive while you're on a podcast here. Want to make sure that you're nice and safe. Zarina and I will close out the show. Please, thank you so much. Have a good night. All right.
All right.
Well,
Shawn Gilmore.
I've known Brandon a while. He's a good guy. A lot of fun. He reached out to me looking for some possible content. So if people do have any good solid content, and we know there's a lot out there in the paranormal field, I'm more than happy to get it to Brandon, help you get in contact with him, or you can reach out to him yourself and just cut out the middleman. He when it comes down to business, he's easy to work with. He really is. He was with Activision. So there you have it. Here, real quick, Laura, she sent a story that she sent, and I want to share that, and then we'll wrap up. I definitely want to do some healing. We all need it.
Yes.
And that's why I kind of wanted to let Brendan go. He was driving, and I wanted to make sure he was safe, and I wanted us to make sure to be able to do some healing because that we all need that. So here, Laura Helms. This is going back to the spirit boyfriend that she was talking about. She said she was sitting on the couch there. There was a man's voice who you think you may coats on stairs, literally lifted the railing and dropped on the floor. I told him to calm down. You've died. Let's figure out who you are and get you back to your family. And there was silence. Then in her ear, he said, "Ma'am, you've been cursed." We both started really talking, and I found out his name and that I formed a crush on him. I'm going to be honest. This type of story is kind of new to me. It's very interesting to me. I don't know. That couldn't be. It has to be kind of scary, I think, to think of a relationship, something like that. So,
well, I don't know. Most men ghost us all the time, so it's probably something most of us women are used to. You know.
She just put it out there.
At least if he's a ghost in our house, we know he ain't cheating.
I've never cheated on anybody in my life.
I know, because you're one of the last good guys left in America. The rest out here are nothing but a bunch of trifling hoes. And I'm sorry, my bad.
She's about to get personal up in her. All right, before we get too personal with this,
yes, my bad.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Let's do some healing.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm gonna get it kind of starting out today, and then Zarina is gonna put the sealing on that shit and send us all off to finish our week and into next week
Awesome.
with a bunch of good, positive
Okay.
energy here. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't have anything planned, so I'm just going to be totally winging it. But you guys will know it's coming from the heart.
Yes.
All right. Heavenly Father, please help guide us and help teach us all so we can all learn from each other. We all have so much to learn from everybody. Please help us have our hearts and our minds open so we can all learn from each other and we can move on and have a better life, better society, better everything due to everything that we're going through. This is a huge opportunity for us all to learn. Please help our government take this opportunity to learn and to make the changes that need to be done and not let this blow over. Heavenly Father, please guide us and protect us from all the negative energies and from anyone who means us harm. Heavenly Father, please keep us healthy. Please keep all the sicknesses and viruses away from us. Please help everyone who's watching be a part of the medicine and part of spreading the positive energy so that we can move on and all become better people.
And I ask that the Divine Mother would gather us up and nurture us, that she would caress us like a mother and caress us in her arms to heal our wounds, to heal our hearts, our nations, our family, our friends, that all negative aspects and energies would be dismissed from our lives. All the things that no longer serve us, that as we move from this time into from transition to transformation in all our lives, that we would flood the banks that bind us and be able to break generational curses off our family, and that we would have provision and abundance in our homes, and that we remove all lack and all doubt and all fear that tries to rest or settle near in our homes, in our spirits, and in our thoughts. I break those negative thresholds in your life right now. I ask that the angels would minister and guide you to a place of understanding, knowledge, and wisdom and clarity. And I know there's a couple people out there that are specific that the Spirit is speaking unto me, that is searching and they're looking for an answer. They're going through a lot of change and they're feeling like they're about to give up. But hold on, because it's going to be in that 11th hour and you're going to get your breakthrough. So I'm telling you, don't quit. Whoever that is, don't quit, because the Spirit is coming and the change is coming. So I'm telling you now, just hold on, because the medicine is coming. And I speak that into existence, and I remove all obstacles out of your life, even the ones that you keep in your life and those thoughts that you keep as your own obstacle for yourself. And you know you could be your own worst enemy. So be aware and responsible of that. And I speak healing into your life and breakthrough. And the Divine Mother, Eloha, I send forth that healing energy.
Zarina,
Yeah.
everything you just said,
Yeah.
I send to you. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And with that, you guys, Zarina, that was amazing. You made what I said sound like garbage. So that was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And everybody, I'm going to leave you with the great words of Yoda. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Zarina, you're healing. We love you. Thank you. Everybody, have a great night. Everybody, have a great week. Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Have a good night, everyone.